Oh boy.
I'll try to get like
Did you on grave and go by a tune? She eat up the dick and she don't use a spoon. Hop in the foreign and then it goes zoom. She too attached, think I need me some room. Talk about my bro, put be out at noon. They dumped me until I broke out my cocoon. If I catch him lacking, your homie is doomed. We clean this block, 30 shots out the broom. Half pace to pop out like it's toast. Hit that bitch once and I gotta go ghost. She see I got power, now she do the most. Internet gangsters get mad, make a post. Bet you I win, but my back is the road. Rockin' off white, so she think I'm the Pope. I jumped in the water, I knew I would float. You think you the best, and I'm killing the goat. Niggas was broke, all we had was hope. Bro hit the plug, all he had was dope. I get the last laugh if he think it's a joke. Say she got a friend, well I want them both. Ain't going to jail like me up in the booth. Talk out your mouth, then you might lose a tooth. Brody a scorer, all he know is shoot. I'm dropping the top, I think I lost my roof. Don't listen to him, he won't tell you.
Hey, we are back on the Oregon State Dynasty. Another day, another episode. You guys know the deal. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. If you're returning, welcome back. Y'all know the deal by now. We got another crossover tilt today as we continue on through the regular season, this time welcoming Utah to Research Stadium in Corvallis. We haven't even played a Pac-12 North Divisional opponent yet. It's all been South opponents. We got Utah, and then I think we have one more crossover next week, but we're more worried about what we got on our plate this week, and that is the Utes. Before we get into the game, as we always do here, we're going to take a look at the sliders. You guys can take a look, pause, and see what I use in my games, user and CPU. I haven't really gotten very good games since I've been using the tough sliders, which is a little strange. I've gotten more competitive games with the 50-50s, but either way, these sliders will, on paper, make your games tougher. I did have a pretty challenging game a couple of contests ago against Arizona. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It might get harder as the season goes on, but I keep trying to tinker with them to make the games harder. So, back in Research Stadium, we've won 49 consecutive games at home. Today, we have a chance to make that 50. I've actually never lost a game at home on YouTube. They've only been on the road. Washington State, Penn State, I think are the only two. If there's another one you guys remember, you can remind me. Let's take a look at the Pac-12 standings. So Oregon State, of course, we're in first. Washington second. Washington State in third. Washington's ranked, and that they're usually ranked by the time we play them at the end of the season, so we'll keep an eye on the Huskies as we always do. USC on top in the South. Utah down at fifth. They are 0-2 in the conference and really struggling early on, 2-3 overall. Lee Corso's picking us. No surprise there. Should be a light tilt today. They're pretty good with the rushing offense and the passing defense, but that's just about it. We're better than them at everything else. This Utah team, it's kind of been the same every year we've played them since the first season we've been on YouTube and at Oregon State. They usually have a good running game, good running back, a dual threat quarterback, but zero passing game. And obviously in the Pac-12 where we like to air it out, that's not going to work. So here's a look at our schedule. We're 6-0, chance to get to 7-0 today with a big-time win. If you missed the last episode, we took down Arizona 78-51 in a big shootout, so go check that out. I'll tag it right here. Looking at Utah's schedule, they started out with 2 wins over Utah State and BYU, but 3 straight Pac-12 losses to Stanford, USC, which is, it's USC, but losing to Oregon by, what is that, 42 points if my math is correct? You can't be doing that. Oregon's not one of the better teams in the Pac-12, so can't respect him much for that. Copeland had a big-time game. Last time out, he was player of the game. McConnell did as well. He's starting to pick up his level of play. And like I said, looking at Utah's team, good running back, okay quarterback, but that's just about it. So shouldn't be too much of a test today. We got to take care of business, though, of course, back at home. Let's get into it. All right, starting on defense first for this one. After giving up 51 points to Arizona last week, I want to see if our defense can come back and play a little bit of a stronger game. And we start out with what should have been another big play. Remember last game, Dwayne Patton missed an interception on the first series that we were on defense. He misses another one right there. He's really struggling with getting his hands on the ball. But Brian Jude Comes back with a nice tackle to bring up 3rd down and 10. Looks like a passing situation as they're in the 5 wide, and we're hopping on Jared Hemphill to user. He checks it down underneath, and we're right there along with a defensive back, Jesse Bailey, to make the tackle. Bailey had a surprisingly pretty good game, and I didn't even know that he would be this much of a factor in the defensive backfield. I thought he would be more of a backup player this year, but no, he stepped up big time, made some big plays, and out comes John McConnell and our offense coming off a 78-point performance. We hand off on our first play, a second play rather. We lost 2 on the first play, and McConnell gets 12 yards up the middle. Looked a little slow, but he speeds up progressively as the game goes on. We come right back, quick strike to Haas over the middle, also coming off a big-time performance against the Wildcats, and he picks up right where he left off. So just like that, inside the 25 in Arizona's territory, easy timing route to the outside for Pennington, who stays in balance, tries to get into the end zone, but he gets down to the 7. We come back, read option, Copeland getting up the middle, all the way up to the 1-yard line. Bring on Phillips, bring on the Wildcat. Great block from Harwell, the fullback. He clears it open for Parker, and he scoots into the end zone for an easy touchdown. So about as ideal of a start as you could have. Defense forces a 3 and out, and the offense just drives down the field in 4-5 plays and gets a touchdown. But back come the Utes with that prolific running game. Like I said in the open, 22 yards for Brian Johnson there. They come back with a speed option on 3rd and inches, though, and we shut it down. Jared Hemphill, the sophomore strong safety, comes downhill, wraps him up, and the defense forces another stop. Now back to work with the offense. Copeland see ya, jukes out the safety and picks up a big gainer on 1st down. There's 14 yards. Now 2nd and 10. Just looking to stay ahead of schedule, and we do more than that. Out route to Brewer. Copeland on point with the throw, and we're into plus territory. Now dropping back, has the out again to Edgar Haas, his 2nd catch of the contest, and we call up one of our favorite plays, the bunch verticals play. Wide open is Pennington, and he's inside the 15. So in the snap of a finger, back in Utah's red zone, and we got Phillips on the out route. We're not going to throw to the fullback, right? Nope, we do. This guy can do anything, and he gets the receiving touchdown. We go up by 2 scores. So coming out and doing everything that we're expected to do against an inferior opponent, and we're doing just that. Defense back to work, missed sack, but Jesse Bailey cleans it up. And it's funny because I had some kind of a brain lapse there. I completely let my dude just run free on the drag route, but I don't know what this quarterback was seeing or not seeing, because he waited all day and he waited too long, because Bailey got in there for a loss of 8 yards with the sack. So 2nd and 18, Bird stepping up in the pocket. He finds a receiver. Joel Stewart gets burned. Dwayne Patton pops him, and it brings up 3rd down and 2. We're going to send the house here. We send the safeties on the blitz, and the quarterback checks it down, but he's short of the line to gain. So 4th down, and Utah punts it away again. So 3 drives and 3 stops for our defense. Here's McConnell with a beautiful spin. He's already having a pretty good game on the ground. We hand off to Pennington this time. He's got a little bit of wiggle. He's got a little bit of acceleration, and he's over the Utah 40-yard line, out after a 14-yard gain. Got to mix in those jet sweeps every now and then. Copeland runs up the middle and picks up another 1st down. So we're in striking distance again. Looks like we're going to score on our 3rd consecutive possession. Another run for McConnell up the middle. He's already starting to pick up that speed. 3rd down and 12. Big 3rd down opportunity for us in the red zone. Copeland dropping back, looking, and he has Parker uncovered in the back of the end zone. He toe taps the sideline. They would review that play, but it was there was no indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field, which was a touchdown. So 21-0 early on in the 2nd quarter, just dominating this team as we typically do. And the defense gets another big-time stop. We're starting to shut down that run game. Jack Atkins with the tackle for loss and a little bit of pop on the hit as well. Let's take one more look at it. Yeah, sit down, Bird. So 2nd and 13 turns into 3rd down and 8, 2 plays later. Up by 3 touchdowns, a little over 6 minutes to go in the 2nd. They're passing, and they connect to pick up that 1st down. Passing defense is not our strong suit this season. Some years it's good, some years it's not so good. We're always good with the run defense, but pass defense has really struggled this season. So, you know what? If you want to throw the ball for 400, 500 yards on us, though, per game, we'll still beat you by 3 and 4 scores because our defense locks down in the red zone, and that's really all I care about. Brian Jude comes up from his safety position for the tackle for loss to bring up a 3rd down and 5 situation. Now we're in the man-to-man, just a 3-man rush. Let's see if we can cover. He checks it down underneath, and he's running away from Jesse Bailey. Johnson gets the first down, 13 yards. Nice read by the quarterback, going through all of his progressions to find him. But there's Jesse Bailey coming back and making up for that last play with a 3-yard tackle for loss, his second of the contest with that sack. So 3rd and 13. Inside the 25, dropping back into the cover 4, checks it down underneath, and this was way too close for comfort. We got to do a better job of tackling in the open field, but Vince Watkins does end up making the tackle, so Utah settles for the field goal. Here's Dwayne Patton, has a lane, it's cleared out by Phillips. Oh, and he's gone. Dwayne Patton, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's going to run across the field. Apparently, it wasn't Randy Moss that did that. It was Deshaun Jackson, and he finally gets his way into the end zone. 100 yards on the return. Another game, just another kick return touchdown for Dwayne Patton. That's why we're so hard to beat. You know, our offense will put up 30, 40 points a game by themselves, but we also have that special teams unit that'll sprinkle some stuff in. It also doesn't help when you turn the ball over. Quarterback has to force the throw due to the pressure, and Jonathan Lundy is right there for the pick. So, off of that interception, you know, I want to go for a big play. I want to take a shot downfield, but I just can't. There's only 6 in the box, so I decide to just put that play in the back pocket. Let's check to a run, hand it off to McConnell. We motion Brewer to the far side, run an off tackle, and everything just opens up. Mike Waters clears the way. We got hats for hats, and McConnell has a touchdown. Heck of an audible call by Copeland. Oh, big-time hit from Matt Thomas. That's why he got drip of the day last week. But we are absolutely dominating this team. 35-3, a little over 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Let's see if Utah can cut into this deficit just a little bit. I mean, they've been moving the football. They just haven't been able to do anything in plus territory. They pick up a big first down there. Nice hit by, I think that was Ben Moss in the back end. Another third down situation. Under a minute 30, passing again to the sideline. Jude's there to force him out of bounds. An 8-yard pickup, 4th and 1. And I was just simulating this play because we're up by like 30 points. I think they went for it in the simulation and did a fake field goal, and it didn't work, so they don't get any points there. In the future, I'm just going to stick to going through the play to see what actually happens, but that was just, you know, an unlucky break for them. Deep shot for Parker on the play action is caught. We're trying to score one more time before the halftime break. We hit Pennington, and in 3 plays, we are already inside Utah's 10. Handoff McConnell. He finishes it off, running through the defender and getting in for yet another touchdown. We're up by 39 points going into the break. An impressive showing on both sides. This is why we're the top team in the nation. This is why we won 49 consecutive games at home. We're just a different kind of beast when we play in Corvallis. Here's a look at the first half stats. Pretty even for us offensively. 176 through the air, 139 on the ground, 740 time of possession, and we're winning the turnover battle thus far. Now, Utah is moving the football, but like I said, when it comes to the red zone, they're just not making those difference-making plays. Oh, here's Dwayne Patton to begin play in the second half, juking one defender. He's not going to take this one all the way, is he? Oh, my Lord. 30, 25, 20, 15, and he runs into his teammate, Ryan Jackson. What are you doing, bro? We take a touchdown off the board. Dwayne Patton, I'm so sorry. That's my fault. I was trying to get some style points on there, make it look nice, put it on TikTok, and I was just doing too much. So from now on, we're keeping it simple. We're not doing all that stuff. Luckily, Eric Copeland does what he does best, finishes it off. That would be the last drive for the starting offense. They've done everything they need to do. Michael Smith with a big-time sack. This would probably be the last drive for the starting defense as well. So he wanted to make a play before he hit the sideline, and his day was done. So a big-time play makes it 3rd down and 17, and we get exposed in a downfield shot. Ben Moss was in slot coverage there. I'm usually playing the safety. I asked my corners to cover one-on-one. He didn't do it, so Utah gets a big play. And if you want to know how to tackle in this game, don't watch that play because that was a poor tackling effort by me and by the defense. That one wasn't, though. Ben Moss with a stinger pushes him back 2 yards, brings up a 3rd down and 2. Making up for that mistake he made on that 3rd down when he got beat downfield, even though it was kind of my fault. But we got hats for hats here. We got guys flying to the football, and we tackle Ralph short of the line to gain. So Utah settles for another field goal. So another chance for Dwayne Patton. I don't know why they keep kicking to this dude. He's so dangerous, the most lethal kick returner in the nation. You don't even need to watch film to know that. You can just look at the stat sheet. The dude puts up a kick return touchdown pretty much in every game. So the backup offense in, and Quentin Brown's first throw is an interception. How about that, man? He would struggle in his garbage time opportunities that he got. How is that a catch? Kent Brown, the true freshman strong safety, with a big-time hit. The game was just trying to keep Utah in it, I guess. I don't really know. But the Utes back in the red zone. Let's see if they can get in the end zone for the first time today. 2nd down and goal. We're sending 8 guys to the ball, and it gets home. Nope. There's Jesse Bailey setting it up for Moss. He finishes off the play for a 3-yard loss. So 3rd down and goal. Can our backup defense keep him out of the end zone? Another run play, power O to the outside, and we shut it down. There's Jonathan Lundy, same dude who made the interception back in, I think it was the first or the second quarter. He gets a big tackle, and Utah settles for another 3 points. I guess it's about the moral victories. I don't know. How about Carl Wilson, though? Dwayne Patton's on the sideline. Wilson's in the game. There is absolutely no drop-off in the kick return. 10-5, and he hurdles out of the last defender, in for the touchdown. Carl Hollywood Wilson making plays.
I'm on some ghost shit. Said I'm on that ghost shit. I'm on some pro shit. You get exposed because you on some hoe shit. Don't live in the jungle, I keep me a stick.
So we're all over this Utah team. About 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Really not much left to do here except play out the rest of these minutes. Nice swat by Lundy. Man, is he having a game. He's already gotten drip of the day once this year. If he didn't previously, I would have given it to him. This guy absolutely balled out, tackling, picking, and getting those swats. Utah eventually finds a way to get into the end zone. Cedric Bird with the run up the middle. They missed the PAT, which was pretty wild. But 56-15, Quentin Brown back in the field. Let's see if he can make some throws. This guy, remember, he started 2 of our games early on in the season while Copeland was out with an injury. So he's seen some significant playing time, and he's a really nice quarterback. I mean, he could sling it. There's Cliff Dixon, a young wide receiver with a user catch and a spin to get inside the 10. And we got Brewer for a touchdown. No, he drops it, and Utah gets a pick, man. Oh, my. It was just not Quentin Brown's day, man. He ended up having 3 interceptions in the last 2 quarters when we had the backups in. That one you can't pin on him, though. That's absolutely ridiculous. Brian Brewer is a starting receiver. He needs to catch that ball. The fact they get a pick off of that's just absolutely ridiculous, too. Here's Marquise Ramsauer, true freshman defensive end. Pretty sick name. His first career sack. Had to put that in there. He's a big dude. He's probably going to be the future of that defensive line. Carl Wilson with another big-time return, 23 yards on the punt return. We'd end up fumbling, I think, or throwing. We ended up turning the ball over in some capacity. Quentin Brown, I think, threw another interception. There's Ben Moss again, just with another tackle for loss. That's why he plays in the nickel defense, man. This guy's an absolute playmaker. There's so many different guys that could play. Woo! Brian Brewer with a diving snag. That'll make up for that mistake he made earlier. And Ryan Jackson, the true freshman tight end who actually took a touchdown off the board when Dwayne Patton had that kick return. He comes back and makes a play, gets a touchdown to make up for the touchdown that he took away from Patton. His first of his career, 6'6", 252. He seems like he's going to be the future of that position. So that would do it. Eric Copeland's your player of the game. We take it 63-15. Copeland got player of the game, even though he only played 2 quarters, which is pretty wild. 28-3 in the second quarter. That was kind of the biggest difference today. Here's a look at Copeland's numbers. 16 of 20, 181, 2 touchdowns, 80% completion percentage. Probably would have doubled that if he played the whole contest. Brown struggled. He had 3 interceptions. Did have a touchdown pass to Jackson there. Not his best showing. One of those was definitely not his fault. McConnell, not much to do today. He had 2 touchdowns, 11 carries for 92. You know, in a meaningless game like this, I don't really need him to carry the ball that much anyway, so I don't care. Pennington was our leading receiver, 6 for 77. Receiving touchdowns went to Phillips, Parker, and Jackson there at the end. Brewer was our second leading receiver, 3 for 47. Edgar Haas, 4 for 46. And again, not a big day for the starters because they didn't play pretty much at all in the second half. Ben Moss was our leader with 10 tackles. He had 3 tackles for loss to go along with that as well. Jesse Bailey had 9. 3 sacks today, 1 for Ramsauer, 1 for Smith, and 1 for Jesse Bailey, the redshirt sophomore corner. 1 pick went to Jonathan Lundy, redshirt freshman cornerback, and then 2 deflections, 1 for Lundy and 1 for Dwayne Patton, which, as we know, was a drop pick. So the defense with a big-time comeback effort today, only 15 points allowed, and pretty much bottled them up. 246 on the kick returns, average of 82. That's insane for Patton. He had a touchdown as well. Wilson also had a touchdown on the kick return, and he showed that he could be that guy if Patton's ever out for whatever reason. 468 yards total offense to their 403. Biggest difference today was, they had 5 opportunities in the red zone. They kicked 3 field goals in that situation. So bingo, bango, bongo. Big time win for us. We moved to 7-0 and just take care of another Pac-12 South division foe. we're going to finish up with recruiting here. I'm not going to do a separate episode because there's really not much to cover. We got 3 guys left on the board, and we have 3 scholarships to go. So we're just going to get a quick update there. Boom, we got another commitment. It's Michael Chambers. We just added this dude to our board like 2 weeks ago, and he is already committed to our team. 70 overall, outside linebacker. Let's go take a look at him. So he's 6'1", 207 out of California, a 3-star prospect. Speed's not the greatest, 77 and 80, but good coverage, 64, 68, and good power move and finesse move as well. So he's solid. He's not going to be an instant impact player, but we needed to fill some spots in that position group, so he could be that guy down the road potentially. Here's a look at the scholarship distribution. So we have 16 guys signed, 2 spots left, and we have 2 guys left on the board. Justin Yancey, another outside linebacker. He's ready to visit. I think Phil Ham is ready to visit as well. Yes, he is. So let's take care of those 2 things. They'll be coming in to see us play Washington. So Yancey is a little bit faster than Michael Chambers as we look at his things here. 86 speed, 80 excel. Not as good in coverage and not as good with the block shedding, but you know, you can't teach speed. You can teach the other things. So we'll see. We're looking really good on both of these guys. There's Phil Ham as well. 6'4", 200 pounds, 90 speed, 89 excel, 75 jumping, 72 catching, 82 route running. So I really like what this guy could bring to the table as well. He could actually be an instant impact player for us in the receiving corps. Now let's look at Chambers' 40 time and all that stuff. So a 4.68 40, 6'10 squat, man. That's absolutely insane. That's more than most of our defensive and offensive linemen put up. And he's a linebacker. That's just insanely good. 6'10". I can only hope to put up that much weight. We still have the #1 recruiting class in the country. No surprise there. 16 commits, more than anybody else in the nation. 1 5-star, 6 4-stars, 9 3-stars rather. USC and Cal in the top 6 as well. So Pac-12 is showing out. All right, now time for Drip of the Day as we close out this episode. It's going to go to Ryan Jackson. We're going to do 2 honorees, though. So one of them is going to go to Ryan Jackson. He had that tight end there towards the end of the game, the first of his career, and he should only continue to make plays through his career. He was a big-time get for us on the recruiting trail last year. He's 82 overall, so once Edgar Haas goes to the league, he'll be stepping up there. Actually, Maurice Howard is leaving as well. So we have 2 tight ends leaving. That means the guy is going to be Jackson next year at tight end. All right, so Jackson is in the books, and like I said, we have one more guy that I wanted to hit today, and that dude is going to be Marquise Ramsauer. He had his first career sack in this contest. He's a big guy. Look at him, man. Not a traditional defensive end. I usually like my 240 pounds, 6'5" kind of dudes with a little bit of speed and wiggle to him, like Jonathan Joseph and Early Carter, some of the legends of the past. But he's a unique build and he's a unique guy, and perhaps he'll carve out his own kind of deal here at Oregon State. He's already off to an impressive start, so let's get him looking nice so when he does make plays, he doesn't look like a fish out of water. And that will do it for this episode on the Oregon State Dynasty. The Beavers take care of business, 63-15 over Utah. Another game, another win, and we finally get into Pac-12 North Divisional play with our next game on the road at Stanford. You won't want to miss that one. I know Stanford's only 1-6, but that's one of the teams that usually plays this tough for literally no reason. So come back for that one. Turn on the bell for the post notifications. Drop a like in the video before you go, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Road to 450 subscribers. We're so close to getting there. Help us get over the hump and get to that point. Thanks so much again for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with some more content. We'll be back with that Stanford game very, very soon. So we'll catch you guys then. Have a good one.